The book we are reading is called Yoko. This book was written and illustrated by Rosemary Wells. Rosemary is an American writer and illustrator of children's books, and she's well known for her series Max and Ruby. The content of this book is on cultural awareness and developing a genuine respect for one another's differences and beliefs. Hello everyone, so today we're going to be reading a story, and this story is called Yoko. This story was illustrated and written by Rosemary Wells, and you might recognize that name because Rosemary is an American author and illustrator, and she also wrote the series Max and Ruby, which you may have read or seen on TV. So, just take a minute to look at the picture on the front of the book and think about what the story might be about. Okay, let's get started. What would you like for lunch today, my little cherry blossom? Asked Yoko's mother. All my favorite things, please, answered Yoko. Yoko's mother spread steamed rice on a bamboo mat. She rolled up a secret treasure inside each piece. Then she packed it all in a willow-covered cooler. Have a wonderful day at school, my little cherry blossom, said Yoko's mother. I will, answered Yoko. Does anybody recognize this type of food? And if you do you know what culture it comes from? Yoko said hello to all her friends. Everyone in Miss Jenkins' class sang the good morning song. At noon, Miss Jenkins rang the lunch bell. Lunch boxes out and open, please, boys and girls, said Miss Jenkins. Timothy unwrapped a peanut butter and honey sandwich. Valerie had cream cheese and jelly. Fritz had a meatball grinder. Tulip had Swiss cheese on rye. Hazel had egg salad on pumpernickel. Doris had a squeezed cheese on white. And the Franks had franks and beans. Do any of these foods sound like something you would pack in your lunch? Yoko opened the willow-covered cooler. Inside was her favorite sushi. Tucked in the rice rolls were the crispiest cucumber, the pinkest shrimp, the greenest seaweed, and the tastiest tuna. What's in your lunch? Asked one of the Franks. Ick, it's green, it's seaweed. How would you feel if someone said ick about what was in your lunchbox? Oh no, said the other Frank. Don't tell me it's raw fish. Watch out, it's moving, said Doris. Yucko-Roma, said Tulip and Fritz. Valerie blew the playtime whistle. Everybody out, said Valerie. Yoko did not want to play ball or swing on the swings. What's wrong, Yoko? Asked Miss Jenkins. Everybody laughed at my lunch, answered Yoko. They'll forget about it by snack time, said Miss Jenkins. Now, how do you think Yoko's feeling just by looking at the picture? She doesn't look too happy. But they didn't. During the snack time song, Yoko opened a thermos cup of red bean ice cream. Red bean ice cream is for weirdos, snorted the Franks. Miss Jenkins switched to the friendly song. Now I'm going to hand the book over to my friend Abby, and she's going to finish it for you guys.
Miss Jenkins knew the friendly song was not enough. Late into the evening, she fretted about Yoko. Finally, the answer came to her. Dear parents, Monday will be International Food Day at Hilltop School. Everyone is asked to bring in a dish from a foreign country. Everyone must try every bit of everything. Happy cooking, said Miss Jenkins. So everyone in the class is going to have to bring in food. How do you think everyone will react to everyone's food from their families? I think it might be interesting. We will make a deluxe sushi for the whole class, said Yoko's mother. Don't worry, my little cherry blossom. Everyone will try your sushi dish, and everyone will love it. On Monday morning, Valerie and her mother carried in a plate of enchiladas. Timothy and his mother made Caribbean coconut crisps. Hazel brought Nigerian nut soup. Harry brought Brazil nuts. Doris brought Irish stew. Tulip brought potato knishes. Monica brought a picture of mango smoothies. Fritz brought spaghetti. Big Frank cooked up a pot of Boston Franks and beans. At noon, Miss Jenkins rang the lunch bell and everyone sang the Clean Hands song. What does International Food Day mean to us, boys and girls? Asked Miss Jenkins. Try everything, said everybody. So if we were doing this in our classroom, what food would you bring in from your family's culture? I think I would bring in kruszczyki. This is a Polish food. When Valerie blew the playtime whistle, there was not a nibble of nuts or a sip of smoothie left. But no one had even touched a piece of Yoko's sushi. So why do you guys think that no one's touched Yoko's sushi? And how do you think that makes her feel? I don't think it makes her feel very good. Yoko sat under the learning tree. Suddenly she heard the clickety-click of chopsticks. It was Timothy. He was still hungry. So do y'all think he's gonna try the yummy sushi? Let's see. Let me show you how, said Yoko. Timothy polished off the rest of his scrap scones his own way. Can we have sushi again tomorrow? He said. I'll ask my mom, answered Yoko. During the school bus song, Timothy found a coconut crisp in his pocket. He gave it to Yoko. It's even better than red bean ice cream, said Yoko. So how would you feel if someone decided to finally share some food with you? And how do you think Yoko feels now? I think Yoko probably feels pretty good that Timothy's finally being friendly to her. On the bus, Timothy and Yoko made plans to push their desks together and open up a restaurant the very next day. And they did. They ordered tomato sandwiches and dragon rolls. For dessert, they had brownies with green tea ice cream, and they couldn't have asked for anything more. All right, so what do you guys think we learned from this book? I think we learned a lot from Timothy and Yoko. We learned that everyone is different, and it's important to include others and to learn about their interests and their hobbies, their values, and about their families. So next time when you think something may be a little weird or it's not how you do it at home, be open to listening to someone else and you might be able to learn a lot about them. So Timothy learned that sushi is actually really good and now he has a new favorite food. Thanks for listening.
Here we have provided some resources for learning more about culture. This is another book about how different students in different cultures get ready for school, what they eat, what they wear, and other aspects of culture. In the first source that we provided, we entered a TED Talk about a man who shared his experiences at his elementary school at lunch with his classmates. He brought in a cultural dish called fufu, and he was embarrassed by his food and the way it smelled and the way that his classmates reacted. He expresses his different classifications and how his classmates throughout the years had so many questions about his culture and race. In this TED Talk, he encourages other people to engage in conversation with others and to dip into the pot that smells different and learn something about other cultures. This relates back to our book on Yoko and how you should reach outside of your bubble to learn about others. And the second source, it is a video about two little girls, and they share about what culture is and what it means to them and certain individuals in that culture. It's a fun spin that students will be hopefully intrigued in and will teach them a lot.